In this video, I want to demonstrate how to make one possible structure for a wind turbine. So I'm going to make a new document. I'm going to call it wind turbine. And I've made a lot of these, so I'm going to just give it the date today and a letter. So that's the name of my document. I'm going to come down to the Part Studio here and rename the Part Studio to wind turbine. Let's see, structure maybe. Since it's not going to be the entire wind turbine, I'm going to check my units. Workspace units, they're in inches, which is what I want. So I'm going to place my first sketch on the top plane. Press N to get the sketch plane perpendicular to you. Come up here to center point rectangle. And I'm going to make a 6 by 6 square. That's going to serve as the base of our structure. So I'm going to press P to get rid of the sketch planes there. Or the origin planes, I don't need those. And I'm going to extrude downward here the other way. We're going to be using probably 1/2 inch plywood. So I'm going to call that a 1/2 inch and press Shift 7. So there's my base, a 6 by 6 piece of 1/2 inch thick plywood. I'm going to rename my part here. I'm going to call that the base. And I'm going to place a sketch again on this surface. And now I'm going to make what I'm going to call the column. So that's going to be a 1 by 1 structure. So it's 1 by 1 there. So I'm going to make the sketch and then I'm going to extrude it upwards. And I'm only going to go up about 6 inches. We don't need this to be super high because all we need to do is make sure we elevate things so that the blades of the turbine don't run into the table. So that's why we have the column. So actually I wanted to do something a little different there. So I'm going to double click on the extrude to edit it. And instead of adding that to the existing part, I'm going to create a new part and accept that so it changes color. And I'm going to come down here and rename this to the column. And I'm going to then place on top of the column another center point rectangle. And I'm going to make that about 3 by 3 and accept that. And Shift 7 puts me in isometric so I can see what I'm doing here. And then I'm going to extrude upward, and this is going to be just a little platform to put stuff on. We may not even need it due to the small size of our generator. But I'm going to put it there. And once again, I forgot to come over here and make sure that I, on the extrude dialog box, change that to new. So that's a separate part, and we're going to rename that to platform. So those are my parts, and I'm now going to put them into an assembly, and I'm going to have that assembly be named the same thing, wind turbine structure. And so I'm going to insert the entire part studio in there, and I'm not going to click out here. I'm going to click immediately on the green. That'll put it at the origin, and then I have to have one part in the assembly fixed. So I'm going to right click on the base there and call it fixed, and then I have to mate these together. So I'm going to grab them all, come up here to the group mate and accept that. Now they're all stuck together. Now why would I have to go to this trouble? Because the Part Studio looks similar. Well, we want to make an assembly drawing, so we want to make what's called an exploded view. So I'm going to add an exploded view here, and that allows us to sort of take this apart. So if I click here and come up, let's say 4 inches. 4 inches. And this one I'm going to take down 4 inches. And what this does, it sort of disassembles my structure so I can see how it comes together. Even though it is a very simple structure, more complicated assemblies definitely benefit from doing this. So we're going to leave it like that. Now I want to make a bill of materials table, a BOM table. So I'm going to click there and take a look at what I have already. Whoops. So I don't have a part number, so I'm going to remove that column. I'm going to remove the description, but I am going to add the name. So that's going to be the part name. So I'm going to have item number, quantity, and the part name. Okay, so now that I have that, I can right click, insert this, or create a drawing of this wind turbine assembly. And I'm going to use a size A paper with inches as the units. So I'm going to accept that. And as I place this into the drawing template, I'm going to have an isometric view, and it's going to be an exploded view, and it's going to look something like that. So there it is. I'll right click, show shaded views, so I can get the color there. And now I'm going to insert the bomb table in there. And I'm going to have it, I think, attached down here in the lower right. So there it is. So it's got the item number, quantity, and base. Finally, I want to add some callouts. These should be attached right at the edges of your parts. And this will, let's do that one over here maybe. And maybe this one over here. And that's going to be a way to present your structure in a very clear, understandable way. It is a little bit of overkill for a structure and assembly of this simplicity. Nonetheless, it's clearly shows how it comes together, and this is a good way to present your design. So thanks for watching.